while, so I'm going to wait for people to come into the chat and continue to clear the energy of my space here. And I am lighting some incense that is created for the throat chakra. And I will tell you why. I did not want to go live today. The small part of me, the small self in me, was afraid of the energetics that I've been working with all weekend long have been really heavy and really dense. And so I was just like, oh, Spirit, please have mercy on me. So hopefully we have some moderators that show up here today, but just give me a minute to put my incense. Why are you not going in here? There we go. Whew. So hello everybody. It's been a while. Hi Amy. Oh good, I have a moderator. Thank you so much for being here. So I will say that personally, I have been navigating some really heavy energies. Hi, Jess. And I'm sure that we all have. Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It was just, there's been a lot of heavy duty, emotional, and just like even the weather here is so strange. But this weekend has been really thick with the humidity, really heavy and dense. Oh, thank you, Amy. Yes. New baby, Chloe, was born 3 weeks ago, and she's amazing. She's doing well. Everybody's doing well. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, so I've been kind of just brought into the world of the children, which I definitely need to embrace and embody within myself. We all do. And that has been strong in a lot of the messages that have been coming through recently. And speaking of that, I could not even find my live or my videos on my personal YouTube channel. So it seems as though there's been some kind of patch or block of energy that's been kind of deflating. Okay, so that was the first message that I received on Friday. The tires of my car were low and I felt deflated. Here we go into the message already. The channelings, this is what brought me to go live to begin with, was these big energy and these messages that were coming through. So talking about the timing of, hello everybody, hello family Mexico, talking about the timing. There was just a strange noise in my house, so bear with me here. The timing of things that are unfolding in the world is not coincidental. There are no coincidences. And I know that those of you that I'm speaking to, you totally understand this and get this. And because we are in this Cancer energy, especially with Jupiter in Cancer, and it's bringing to the surface the depth of our emotions, and it is a kind of for many of us can feel deflating or feel tired or feel a little confused or out of sorts because of all of these big giant energy waves coming to the surface, as well as Earth moving through the galactic current sheet. And yeah, the squares, Amy, the squares in astrology chart currently are so challenging. They're so challenging. And there's a lot of beautiful rewards to going through that and not bypassing it. As well as, you know, we're human. We do try to, like, I want to feel better, right? We do try to find ways to feel better, which was my last video that didn't really get a whole lot of views, and it's okay. I understand the dynamics of the energetics that are going on right now. But even if we try to bypass them, you're going to take your stuff with you wherever you go, and eventually it's going to resurface. So I found that, okay, when I surrender to it, it doesn't last very long. And then I'm cleared until the next wave comes along. And so, and there's a lot of challenging aspects in the astrology right now. And it's important that we do our inner work, because whatever is going on in the world stage is a reflection of the energy that we've suppressed. And so back to the title of this live, because this was brought to me, and it's a repeating theme of, oh, this was perfectly timed. All of the things that are opening up and happening right now, don't get it twisted, because the other side, well, not the other side, but those that we've perceived to have all the power also follow the energetics of astrology. And like, they know exactly the time to do what they do, because it's when we are at our weaker point, when we are more deflated, when we are more sensitive and vulnerable. Amy, they're similar to birthing pains, collective energy wise. Yes. Yeah. And that's exactly an interesting analogy, because I was talking about this with a friend the other day. It was so fascinating that I noticed my physical body. Well, it started off with my niece came over here, and this was Thursday. My niece got dropped off, and then my grandson came up, and they were playing. They had so much energy. They're running around and all of these things. And we were waiting for my son to get, and for them to get the baby ready. We were all going to go to the pool, and it was a hot day. So Chloe, the baby, had bad gas pains. So did my son. So did my grandson, was having like bloating and gas pains. And so it took us a long time to get up and go. And we ended up not taking the baby. She stayed home with mama. But as I'm at the pool, I hadn't eaten a thing. I was only drinking water. And I'm sitting there, and we were there for hours. It felt good. There was a relaxation, cooling down, playing with the kids. And it was probably like 3 hours in, all of a sudden, I felt this energy wave like come through, and my belly bloated out, and I started to have like these bloating pains, almost as if I was pregnant or ovulating. Like, I just got bigger and bigger, and I was like, what is this? I have not eaten a single thing. All I've been drinking is water. And I heard we're going through these big waves of energy, and our body, made mostly of water, expands and contracts, expands and contracts. So I knew this to be true from the past, but like, just having that physically happen on a day where I had absolutely nothing in my body but water, just kind of proved to me. And I even said to my son, I'm like, look at my belly, it got bigger. And I'm like having this not pain, but just bloating. It just happened randomly. And so more people that I talk to about this, mostly women, because we're really consumed over our bodies a lot of times, are just like, I thought it was just me. I thought I was getting pudgier because our clothes get tighter and then they fit again, and they get tighter and they fit again. It's these expansion and contraction waves that we're going through. Our bodies are expanding and contracting too. So, don't be hard on yourself when we're going through some really interesting energetics as the earth. In my mind's eye, they were showing me the earth kind of going through these waves of energy. Hello, Carrie Ann. Good to see everybody here. It's so refreshing to be live and have all of you here. Like I was saying, I lit the throat chakra incense because the small me, the small version of me was like, oh, I don't know if this is a good idea to go live because of the vulnerability and the sensitivity of the energetics right now, but I feel so much better already. So thank you all for holding this beautiful space. Thank you, Carrie Ann. Yes. Yes, and it is such a blessing to have these beautiful children in my life. I must say, it has made a world of difference, and even perspective wise, puts things in perspective as to what's important. Why am I here? What am I meant to be doing here? You know, when you've got children, and the future of the children, um, that just is the motivator that that's all I need, you know, to keep going in these heavy, dense waves of energy where all I want to do is sleep. That's all I want to do. Yes, I'm doing readings, and I'm actually going to do a reading here soon. Just wanted to kind of get everything going and flowing. Yes, this is a collective reading today. But I wanted to share the message that I received this morning as far as what is happening on the world stage. It's been written in the stars, because we'll just call it the dark, which is no information, or those that have power and control, the fear-based tactics, the light, the energy is really elevating on this planet. And so as the light elevates, the dark also is like, oh, no, no, no. We need to keep them intact. We need to keep them in control. We need to keep them in fear. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, because so many of us are collectively getting together and sharing uniting in love, sharing our love of each other and of the planet, and of we're not falling for, you know, us against them tactics anymore, because it's not true. It's just not true. Whatever they're feeding people on the news, I actually was guided to watch a 3-minute clip on the news, and I was like, oh, I saw right through it. I saw how they were really handing over be afraid, especially Americans, be afraid. Here you go. Take this plate of fear and carry that around with you. And so don't fall for it. Don't fall for the fear tactics. Let's see. The galactic wave is so powerful. We got a new grounding mat. Not sure if it's a gimmick, but I feel like it works, especially when we can't go out in nature. Jess says, really have to filter what you're watching and listening to on the news these days. There are a lot of scare tactics. Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch the news, but today I got guided to. It was like just this 3-minute clip to see what they're putting out there, and yeah, breaking news, grab the attention. Yep. And even with the peaceful protests that were going on the other week, you know, the news wanted to focus on things that, you know, of course, there's always going to be some kind of something, right? And so that's the clip that they just repeatedly show over and over and over. It's the same thing. It's like, no, but this whole it's happening all across the country, and you're showing this one clip of, like, you know, people being violent or people catching things on fire and stuff. It's so set up. It's all a setup. So I think that you guys all know this, but I'm just putting that out there for anybody that is still, like, kind of on the fence as far as the fear-based tactics that are being used right now. As we've been saying in astrology, just like the 2020 with COVID, this next wave happening July, end of June into July, is yet another let's try to wrangle them all up and control them with fear. What are we using here, Spirit? We are going, okay, we're going to start with the Cosmic Tarot for us all. No? Okay, we're starting with the Psychic Tarot. Okay. So how are you all doing through all of this? Because I know that I've been in my own personal bubble and definitely been swimming through some intense highs and lows, but getting a lot out of it. I know that I've even seen my own patterns of, and today especially because I have the whole house to myself. It's all my energy, and I was able to really just dialogue like, what is this? My whininess. I got to whine out loud, which I think I needed to see that part of myself and like, what is that? What am I creating here? Amy, people are a handful to interact with right now. Yeah, I'm not really doing people too much these days. I have a very small, select circle, which sometimes they break off and go into their own journeys, and I understand that. But a very small, select few human beings right now in my life. I have been calling in more. That just we can flow together, and it's very therapeutic for sure. This one is the biggest emotional roller coaster in a while. People have such energy these days. Yes. Yeah. And I know, like, if I am staying home for the most part, staying outside in nature, being just with children, and still picking up and feeling these waves of energy that is like aggression and depression and all of this stuff, I'm just like, ooh, there's a lot going on out there right now. There's a lot going on out there. And my grandson, his birthday is tomorrow. He's a Cancer sun. Super, super sensitive, super psychic. He's like an oracle. He is my teacher. I am convinced of it. Watching his waves of emotion from elated, happy to really sad or really mad and destructive, and he's picking up all these waves of energy, and it's been really interesting to watch it through his behavior, because he's so innocent and not programmed, where when it comes through me, I'm like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong? I take it back on myself. But it's been a lot. It has been a lot. So feels good to be here live with you guys. Sun and Jupiter opposition coming up. I already feel that one. And the sun was squaring my natal Pluto. And for anybody that has, I think a lot of you probably are, Pluto in Libra generation, and I forget the dates. I think it starts from 1971 to I'd have to get my book out right now, but for those of you who know that you're Pluto and Libra generation, we are the generation, and this would be Generation X, so that might help you guys. Gen Xers. We are the generation who have lived so many past lives. And we've come to this planet to balance out that karma. Oh my God. The past life flashes and experiences that have been happening for me this year has been insane. And I'm just like, okay, I got it. Because if you try to logically understand things from this lifetime, you might think you're a little crazy, but you're not. We have lived so many multiple lives, and that Libra balance, oh, I got the chills all over me. This is our soul path, is to balance out all of the karma that we've lived in all of these multiple lives that keep showing back up in this lifetime. So I hope that makes sense for some of you guys. Amy, you're Pluto's in Scorpio, so you're my son's generation. And you guys have lived through so much oppression and had basically the Pluto in Leos, which would be the baby boomers, take all of the resources and things that your generation needs, and they're holding on to them, and they're just like, well, like your parents may be like, just buy a house and have kids like I did. It shouldn't be that hard to do. I mean, that's pretty much what I did, kind of attitude, and it's just not helpful. But you guys are about to like bust through, like, and you're great big game changers, but you've gone through so much oppression, whether it be financial, whether it be resources is one thing. When you do have the resources, somehow it gets taken away or it destroys itself. That's a hard one. You guys, like, hey, like, give yourself a pat on the back, because your life path is not easy, but there's a purpose to it. Jess, I wish my nephews were like that. I feel like even at their young age, they are being programmed, but damn, are they still blunt and honest? Amy says, I miss the 90s. I know. For me, it was like the late 80s, the mid to late 80s were my like fun time, where everything just seemed to be colorful and happy-go-lucky. And it wasn't, now I had my son in 94, so it was like once we hit early 90s, I started to see like things change, like in trends. It was like grunge and things got darker and interesting, because I have been so drawn to watching documentaries on the band Hole and on Courtney Love lately, because there's some kind of connection that I have with that. And definitely that was part of my path a long time ago. I was in bands. I wanted to, but universe, life is like, no, not this time. You've already been there, kind of thing. We're going to put you over here. You're going to be a mom now, which I love. I love being a mom, and it did completely change my world. But I will say, how life really course corrects us sometimes, right? All right, let's get into the message. Yeah, so Pluto in Libra, I just wanted to put that out there for all of the Gen Xers out here. We're really experiencing past life stuff like crazy right now. Jess, I'm an 86 baby, so definitely the mid to late 90s were awesome for me. And I think also like that age, when we're at a certain age, we are gifted with this, we have enough freedom to like be curious and have experiences without the restrictions for the most part. And without the heavy duty responsibilities of being an adult. So that's sort of like the teenage years were like the best years, right? For a good chunk of us. Oh, there's a lot of bird activity going on outside my window right now. So the angels are with us. All right, let's get into it. What is the message for us all, please? Financial and material changes. And I personally, that has been a squeeze lately for me personally. I'm so used to these waves, and when the finances get squeezed, I just get resourceful. But it could be a fear tactic, and it could be just an energetic fear tactic, because not just on the big world stage are those fear tactics being played out. They are also being played out in our personal life through energy. Like I was saying, if I really relied on my YouTube channel for income, I would be like, oh my God, because it's like up and down, up and down. Okay, suffering in silence. Excuse me. Jess says, nah, LOL. I was working by the time I was 14. Oh, my teen and middle high school years I could do without. Did see a swallowtail kite fly about 5 feet above Amy and I on our walk to the gym today. They've been flying so low lately. Hi, Steph. Hey, girl. I'm a 70s girl for life. That's right. Born in 69, like the 80s, but always go back to the 70s music. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, these generational experiences are definitely unique. And we do have all of the outer planets shifting. So, we are experiencing our generational stuff, patterns. And yeah, there's always nostalgia going back, but guess what? We get a chance to recreate or co create more of what it is that brings us light and happiness. Okay. Financial and material changes. This is definitely something we want to touch upon because we have the heart chakra and suffering in silence here. And I can definitely relate to that. Underlying energy is many of us are not aware that we are beginning something new. Prosperity begins. We have planted the seeds. And here's the other thing about the Pluto and Libra and Pluto and Scorpio, so both generations. Um, we may have had, I know I can speak from my experience where we've manifested or we've planted seeds, we've co-created some amazing things, and then they get taken away or they fall apart or there's something not quite right with it. And from my experience, it's been that way over and over and over again. And this weekend, I was just like, I'm tired. I don't really have any motivation or mojo to co-create anything because, why is this still happening? And this is when the generational stuff was handed to me like, oh, but guess what? You signed up for this and it's not going to last forever. You're given a chance to actually make it right for you. Because it seems like whatever I was merging into in the past was already something that had been created by somebody else. It was somebody else's dream, it was somebody else's creation. And so, even though it resonated with mine, when I added my energy to it, it changes the dynamic. And being that Pluto and Libra, I'm more like, okay, you go and do, I'll go along with, and no more. The universe is like, no, you're supposed to learn this lesson. Don't go along with somebody else's dream. If it stops resonating with you, pull your energy back. What is it that you want to create? Just says, Steph, there was always 70s and 80s music on in my house, what I grew up on and still find myself listening to. Yes. And music is the best way to kind of get ourselves back into that energy, right? Amy, financial instability with Uranus entering Gemini soon. Yeah. Yeah. And that's on a grand stage. We don't have to be in that personally, although we may be going through some gaps and some squeezes. And I know the last 7 years for me have been just that ride where it's like, there have been times where I just barely make it, meaning like all my bills are paid and I have enough to have food in my house. Other times I have more and I stockpile it into a savings account only to have to take it back out when the waves go back down. And I'm like, I'm tired of this, universe. What am I doing wrong? Nothing. This is part of the pattern or energetics that we're in. And it's also teaching us like our underlying fears. And because money, finances, that's another big giant tool that's used to control us through fear. So financial and material changes. We have the heart chakra. Are you able to stay in your heart? Are you able to stay in your heart and trust that we are being led through tough times? And then we have suffering in silence, which is never, it never feels good to be sitting in your fear or sitting in your worry or doubt. So it's important to get it out somehow. Talk to yourself, talk to your guides, talk to someone you trust where they're not going to tell you what to do. Here's the thing, it's hard to trust when I want to tell somebody, when I want to release what it is that I'm holding on to. I don't need how to fix it. It's a release. Let me get this out of my energy field. So write it down, express it somehow. I so feel that wave. Yes. Amy, oh, yes, always be kind to others. You never know what someone else is going through. Oh, yeah. And so many people are going through this right now. Let's get a little deeper into this, though. So many people. And I've witnessed myself many people that are going through this financial and material squeeze. And I see the versions of themselves come alive where they're just like, everything's fine. It reminds me of a part of myself that I played on, I lived on for the longest time. It seems like everything's fine, everything's fine. And inside it's like, no, it's not, no, it's not. So like, it's important to really be honest with yourself. If everything is not fine, then say it. Everything's not fine right now. I need to actually express this because that's in your energy field, you know. I rack my brain some days wondering what I'm doing wrong. And you're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes we just do have to go through these passages of because they're showing us something. They're showing underlying fears, worries, doubts, and our lack of ability to stay in our heart and trust when we are taken to the limit, right? I think I've experienced this for so many years, and every single time in the end, it's like, you're fine. You're fine. And it's exhausting though, because like, it's a survival. I mean, that's the other thing, the root chakra of us all. It's survival. It hits us at the base of our existence. How am I going to survive in this body on this planet with what is coming in is not enough because everything is expensive and everything, like, it's just everything keeps getting inflated. And again, back to my deflated tires and my deflated energy the other day, I'm just like, oh, it was like swimming through a swamp, and it actually feels like a swamp outside here today. My windows are all foggy because it's just so muggy and dense, and that's how I felt energetically for the last couple of days. It will clear. We do have a new moon coming up on Wednesday, on the 25th. So let's get our energy right. Plant those seeds of intention for this new moon. Princess of Swords. Yep. See, there's a lot of wisdom and clarity that comes out of these experiences. Wisdom and clarity of ourselves and how we are interacting and exchanging with the energy field, with the cosmic flow. You can't fake it. You can't. So it's more important. It's better to get it out. I'm scared. I'm angry, or I feel. Don't identify with scared, but I feel really scared. I feel really worried. I feel really angry. Get it out, get it out, get it out, get it out. And then don't believe it, the story that the mind is telling you. That's the other part of the trick. Because, yeah, what reality may be showing you at that moment is like, but this is what it is. But many of us know how energy can flip around in an instant. People call them miracles. I've had so many miracles happen in my life before my very eyes that I'm like, okay, I'm actually not really in control the way I think, but my energy field is being read constantly by the entire quantum field of manifestation of what we can call in, bring in to our reality. If that helps. Let's see here. What are you guys saying? So thank you for sharing. It helps to know you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. Not at all. Jess, my mom sent me something about a week ago and it said, surviving is the new winning. Amy, my lesson I've learned is wealth doesn't equate to money for me. Yes, I can be wealthy in patience, wisdom, and love. Yes. And Jess, I have a rabbit hole complex where I spiral on something and have a hard time pulling myself out of it. Yeah, yeah. I think we all do that. I think that's totally natural. And I'm very cautious of the rabbit holes myself. But being a Scorpio sun, I'm like very particular in what I'm actually going to pay attention to or put my focus into. I got to really feel it in my whole body and existence, and even I've got to have multiple signs sent to me. I'm like, okay, did I read that right? You know? Can I get one more sign on that? Just one more. I know that you already gave me one. Can I get one more confirmation? Tell us about the heart chakra. And it's not always like that, but in these patches of energy, it is like, oh, I don't know if I even trust my own self. I don't know if I even trust my own intuition here right now, because and there last week was a difficult week to read into the energy because it was constantly changing. It was constantly it was like a hurricane energetically is what I kept picking up. It was just like, it's this, it's that, it's this, what's that? And I'm like, oh God, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. But I think that's what the collective has been going through, you know, up and down, it's this, it's that. What do I believe? What do I believe in? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. 10 of Cups. All right. So going back to the heart and happiness. And this was a big message that came up in the last reading that I did. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So the last reading I did, don't even remember. It was about, actually it came up about karmic relationships. So I think a lot of people are also learning through karmic relationships. And I'm also hearing Pluto and Libra especially, but not just Pluto and Libra, but again, those past life experiences and things like that. And you just know, when you meet somebody and you're like, I don't know how I know you, but I know you, kind of thing. Amy says, Paige, interesting you said about the hurricane. I got intuitive hits, eye of the storm, earlier this week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's how I can see energy just swirling around, and when I read it, sometimes I get dizzy and I'm like, all right, I don't think I can navigate this hurricane. I need to sit still. And that's been another very big, powerful message that I've been receiving when I'm not patient, when I'm not present, is that slow down, because we can get swept up in the energetics, which are trying to make us speed by so fast that we're not actually capturing, paying attention, our intuition isn't picking up on all the things that it should be. There's so much guidance and so much support that's being there. Um, Meaning, like, if you're in your psychic field and able to read things that way, or read in between the lines, or read the symbology, dreams even. Speaking of which, my grandson had a nightmare. He woke up screaming yesterday morning. So I knew, I was just like, ooh, this energy is just gnarly. It is just like, we're going to get through this. We are going to get through this, and we're going to get through this together, because there's many, many, many of us that are like, I'm done playing that game. I'm done playing with the dark. I'm done allowing anything or anybody outside of myself to dictate my life and my beliefs and my creation and my experience. Hello, Rakesh. So a lot of us are having that level up, but at the same time, we're still also being taken deep into our own stuff to discover more inner child fears and wounds and things. And because I know Chiron's being strongly aspected again, and right now the astrology escapes me, but there's just so many aspects, hard but rewarding on the other side of them. So know that whatever we're experiencing now is not forever. A lot of times we tend to cling on to our current experiences of like, oh, here we go again, or oh, it's going to be like this forever. Unless you really truly believe that and you want to keep having that experience forever, even then, eventually you're going to get spit out into another realm or another experience. So back to the heart chakra and where our true happiness comes from, our true enjoyment of life, pleasure, joy, fun. It's really important that we stay and we remain in our hearts through all of this, because it is helping the collective. It is helping, the more we don't fall for all the tricks and traps of trying to pull us in. Hi, Darren. We're not falling for all of the traps. They're traps to pull us into darkness and fear and us against them, and we remain in our heart, and we know that that is the powerhouse. The heart is the generator for all of the other energy centers within. So even though we're not going to be happy and joyful all the time, that's just not realistic. We can always go back after having experiences that are not pleasant. Go back into the heart. Find gratitude for what you can. Find pleasure. Nature really is giving to us a lot. Amy, I do not consent to the violation of my highest good, and I acknowledge no master except the divine light within me. I like that. That is an amazing mantra to put out there and continuously repeat to self, because do not give consent to anything outside of yourself to dictate or to violate your energy, violate your emotions, violate your space, your protective space. And I'm picking up that there still are those that are suffering in silence, feeling alone. I'm hearing, even though you may not be alone, it's sort of this energy of I don't have anyone to turn to. I don't know, it's the energy of apathy. I don't know what to do with this stuff that is keeping me in an energy of suffering internally. And so that suffering internally eventually turns to disease. It turns to, I mean, when we internalize things and we hold it in, the body eventually starts to pick up on it, and the cells of the body begin to feel lonely, and they multiply. And I mean, there you have cancer right there. I mean, we begin to have our mind taken over. It's just a nasty cycle, and it is also a program. It is also something that has been programmed in us. Keep it in, hold it to yourself. And then you begin like, there's nobody out there. Even if I go to therapy, like, they're not going to understand this, some of this experiences that I'm having right now, which I can't even put to words. The energy of disconnection, feeling disconnected from others, maybe even feeling disconnected from self. And this is all in the mind. It's mental. It's mental, and it's activated by poverty. It's activated by loss. It's activated by feeling left out, and that there's nobody on this planet that cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about me. Nobody cares about anybody else. This is, the whole world's just going to shit, and that's that kind of attitude. So we really want to, like, sure, acknowledge that there are moments where we might have those feelings, but where did they come from? Right? They came from life experiences, but even deeper, it was an implant. It was a program. It was designed to keep us down. It was all of the stuff that's going on that feels very dense and dark and heavy has been implanted in us to keep us down. And what a better time to really, like, put on a show worldwide than to do it in an energetic time where we are going into those places within ourselves. We feel deflated. We feel disconnected. We feel, so again, we feel powerless, right? We're not. We hold the power. And the more of us that unite in love, that is powerful. That is pure love and power. True power. We don't have to manipulate on others. We don't have to do anything but stay in our hearts. This materialistic world is of no use if you are not connected with divine light. Exactly, Rakesh. Yep. Amy, our divine light is like our seatbelt in this crazy train we are riding. Yes. I even felt like earlier today, because it's interesting. I've had people reach out to me wanting to schedule readings and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm available, blah, 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 and I tell them my times, and then nothing back, crickets. I've had friends like reach out to me like, hey, blah, 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 and then I reach back and like nothing's coming back to me, no communication coming back to me. Interesting time. And I walked outside today and I just was talking to my plants. I'm like, I guess it's just you and me in this bubble today, because I feel like I'm just in this separated bubble from everyone and everything. Even the content that I've been putting out there this past week is like barely anybody sees it. I can't even find my content. It's like I'm still not getting mail in my mailbox. I'm like, maybe I don't really exist. Maybe I'm not here. It's one of those strange things, you know? And I've learned to not take it personally. I know this is a weird patch of like the void. And usually when that bubble bursts is when all the communications come in and all the things come in. So I'm just like, I hear, slow down, Paige. It is, I know, not the mail. Slow down, Paige. Enjoy this quiet time. Because it wasn't really that quiet for me in this past week. There was a lot of activity going on. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to enjoy this quiet time. Generational curse, says Darren. Oh my. Let's get a couple more cards. I'm going to clear this reading because I feel like there's another message coming through. And I am heading to the mountains at the end of this week with family. And I feel excited for that. I feel like that's going to be another big, giant, like, opening or release or back to my roots and back to nature type of experience. So I have something to look forward to. And if you have things that you can look forward to, focus on that right now as well, because whatever's happening right now energetically, it almost feels like crickets, you know. Yes, the fresh mountain air, exactly. Okay. Yeah. And then it's such a polarity, because last week when all I wanted was to just have some time to myself, because I felt I was just receiving so much, so many messages, so much energy. It was like, whoa, there's a lot. And there was just people and talking and phone calls and texts and emails, and oh, my head was about to explode. And I was like, I just want some time to myself. And then through this weekend, it was like, okay, here, we're gonna put you in a bubble. And I'm like, where'd everybody go? It's so interesting. What happened? Why am I put in time out? And I'm like, I asked for it. Rakesh, spiritual journey over material world any day. This materialistic world literally exhausts me from inside. Yeah, yeah. Now, we do have to also live in the material world, but not be of it. And here's the caveat, is that whatever in this material world, meaning not materialistic world, but manifestation, Saturn, bringing something to solid form, whether it be, you name it, even relationships. We can call in and co-create that. What we have been going through for the past couple years, hardcore intense this year and last year, is the undoing of all of our stuff that we don't want to carry forward with us. And if you're not aware of it and you're resisting and you're holding on and afraid, or, you know, wanting your old life back or all of that, it just makes it more painful. But it's really getting all the programming, all the patriarchy, all of the inner child stuff, all of our demons, like demons coming to life, like all of that stuff has to churn up. And what happens with energy? We cannot create it or destroy it. We transmute it, we change it, we mold it and shape it and shift it energetically into something that is of resonance with our heart and our soul. So I know in my heart of hearts, the co-creation that I have been working to build, which is like a healing community, and one that incorporates nature, one that is deep in nature. It's been peaking here and there. There are things that are showing me like, you're on the right track, you're here, you're like there. But I also know my birth chart, which right now it requires me to spend a lot of time at home with family and get the babies and all of that. And I'm grateful for that too. But I have this big energy drive, this passion to be out there more, helping, and also helping myself, helping others, building community. Oh, Dustin's here. Hi, Dustin. Dustin had a humongous breakthrough just earlier today. Lots of lead up, lots of guidance and synchronicities. But wow, thank you, Paige, for the jump start. I literally up leveled big. Good. High vibes, everyone, says Amy. We will get there. We are there. We're just like, We're everywhere right now. Darren, energy can't be destroyed or created, but it seems very easy to manipulate. Yes. Mine anyway, the generational curse. Yes, energy can be manipulated, and that's what we are witnessing big time now, is the manipulation of energy by those who have power over, or perceived power over. Perceived power over. It's a choice. Are you going to believe? What are you going to pick? Where are you going to put your emotional energy towards? Right? It's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. But when you break free, and you really break free, I'll give an example. Okay, let's give an example. How do I give it? Give me an example that won't get me in trouble. Hi, Martin. Oh, we've got everybody here now. Yay. Oh, I missed you guys. I missed all of you. I truly did. It's been a while. I don't even know how long it's been since I've done a live, but so some of the programming, big programming. Let's give a big example, because I was just talking about this with my friend, and I hope that I don't get myself in trouble here on YouTube. Hearing just don't do it yet. See, here's the thing. When you make a choice and a decision not to go along with the program, you don't tell too many people, because first of all, whatever feedback you're going to get is going to reinstall that program of fear. Okay. And we all know in our heart what is justice, what is right, and what has been unjust and unfair. So I'm not saying like go out and like hurt somebody, but this is more of like, no, I am no longer going to participate in this program any longer. And there probably are parts inside that are fearful. I'm going to get in trouble. Something bad's going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. This is why it's like we don't tell too many people of our big changes and shifts that we make inside. But when you do, and you trust, and you know, and you no longer have fear within, because it's the fear that will call in the energies and entities that you do not want. This is how we get out of the matrix fully. And it's a process. It truly is a process. But I'm here to say there is definitely, and you're in Africa. Wonderful. Congratulations. I'm here to say that you can live a very fulfilled and supported life outside of that matrix, because I don't live in it. I don't live in it at all. And you know what? Like, just an example, I'm not getting mail. Good. Good. I don't exist in that realm anymore. Fine by me. I still have electricity. I still have a roof over my head. I still have a car. I still have all the legalities of all the things that I need when I need them. But I don't live in it. I don't believe in it. I don't follow it. And I know that a whole new system will be created probably in my lifetime by the generation of Pluto and Scorpio, and Pluto and Sagittarius mostly. But yeah, the more of us who jump out and say, I'm not participating, I'm not playing in this game anymore, and know that it's a game, wipe the board clean, the game ends. The game crumbles. The game comes tumbling down. I hope that makes sense without me like going into all the details. You are speaking my mind, ma'am. I'm thinking from smartphone to dumb phone to get some time for me. These social media consuming my mind. Yeah. I know. I jumped off of social media. I mean, I'm on social media. Like, I put myself on there, but that's all I do is I I put my stuff out there and I'm like, turn it off. For the most part. I do have family members that want to chime in every now and then. So, but yeah, you'll get sucked into that really quickly. So glad you made it to Africa and you're able to be on the live, Martin. Our choices create a ripple. Yes, choose love. That was a big song that was playing in my head all last week. Ripples become waves over time. What you consumed you. Remember the movie. If it's a choice between this shit and the Matrix, I'd choose the Matrix. Well, we all have choices, right? We all have choices. We can all make our own choices. All right. So what message do you have for us all? We have one more message coming through. And there are thunderstorms that keep rolling up through here. I hear the thunder again just now. And that's a beautiful way to clear energy. So I'm already feeling the energy lifted from this morning from where I'm at. And the confirmation is just that the storms are rolling through and helping to clear some of that energy. Because I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of heavy and dense and emotional. And yeah, deep, the Tower. The Tower's been coming up for me the last 2 days as well. And the Tower is sudden shocks. This is Uranus energy, sudden shocks, sudden realizations, revelations, surprises. It is also the energy of something coming down, something coming apart, but it is necessary. You see the light that's cracking through the Tower. Let's get a little deeper into that. It is like lightning strikes. Interesting that I am hearing thunder as the Tower pops out. Lightning striking us. Zap. And I will say this morning, and this has been happening more often lately, and I don't like it. When I woke up this morning, I actually felt really good. And the last couple mornings I didn't, but I felt really good. And I was like, there's an energy lift, something lifted. And my cat Luna woke me up, meowing. She's still in the attic. She wanted to go in the attic. Don't know why, but there's a reason. So I get up, I let her go. And I'm laying there and I'm like, I feel so much lighter. I feel so much better. And then all of a sudden I get these, I call them the zaps or the zappies. It's like, like my energy is getting zapped. I don't like that feeling at all. But I started getting the zaps and I'm like, oh no, I don't want this. It feels horrible. For anybody that is super sensitive to energy, you might know what I'm talking about. Yeah, before we level up, we go through a period of discomfort, demanding trust, faith, and patience. Please, family, if you are currently not where you want to be, keep going, maintaining balance. That's right. Ooh. Definitely been crying a little more, but what's been helping me is making bracelets. Yep. Hi, Finding Joy. Yesterday was your birthday. Happy birthday. Zaps all day. So you know what I'm talking about. Don't like the zappies. I come like, no more zappies. I'm so tired of the zappies. Ugh. and they're gone now, but I was having them for a little while, and I do have like herbal remedies that kind of help me get out of that sometimes, not always. God, it's the worst. It is the worst feeling. Oh, and there's a big red cardinal staring at us right now. Just came to say hi. So we have the Tower, 2 of inspiration, 2 of materials, and the 6 of emotions overall. Inner child work, inner child stuff, getting back to our childlike nature is a journey in itself, right? Getting back to our wholeness, our innocence, our knowing that we are all children of the divine. We are all children of the stars. And they want us to be happy. They want us to play. They are trying to guide us through this really tough, challenging passage. The Tower. I'm going to dive a little deeper into this, but just as Dustin says, sudden realizations, sudden shocking realizations come to light. And it can come through pain. Like this person looks like they're getting shocked or zapped by lightning. And all the energy is like rippling out. But something's coming apart here. Something's coming undone. And there's somebody falling. So this could feel like you're doing a free fall. A free fall into some intense energy. And what I will say, if you feel like you are, allow yourself to free fall all the way. You will be caught, and actually there will be an opening of huge realization and self-discovery, self-understanding on the other side of it. We'll dive a little deeper into the 2 of materials also, because this is the energy of juggling. And this is sort of that strange liminal energy where we're like, we've got one foot in one world, another foot in another world. Is it spiritual? Is it material? Where am I at right now? How do I navigate the intensity of these times? We can look to the spiritual, but you cannot bypass what is arising, what is being brought to you in the material world. But if you stay in the material too much and you're not looking to the spiritual and reading and allowing the spiritual guidance to guide you through, that's where you kind of get caught in between juggling. And I feel like a lot of times that is sort of part of the process. I mean, I still find myself doing that. And I know I can't stay in one realm forever and I can't stay in the other realm forever. There is like a reverberation of balance that eventually is met. And when I'm met with that balance, I actually find myself very playful with life, very playful. And that realization of the parts within me that were keeping me stuck to one or the other, out of survival, out of fear, out of I don't know what I'm doing or what's going on kind of thing, not being able, and that last message of feeling disconnected. There are times where we do drop down low in vibration, low enough where we are not connecting to our inner guidance. We're not connecting to our guides. We're not connecting to the angelic realms, all of the other energies that are here to support and help guide us along our path. So, okay, we're gonna use these. You guys, I'm gonna let you guys communicate. There's so many things that I want to just stay in here, and just making sure it's all loving and copacetic between everybody here, because we are all sharing energy. And what we share here energetically has a ripple effect outward as well. Rakesh, at that level that I'm talking about, yeah. Yeah, and it definitely, I mean, I certainly experience it myself. And that's how, I mean, I'm only given the messages and speak from my own experiences too. Thunder's getting louder. With that thunder, with that lightning, with that tower. Tell me one more on that. Anything else? Oh, okay. Thank you. Give me 2 materials then, please. Thank you. Woo, yeah. So with these, and the tower energy is never an easy thing to experience. We go into great suffering, great pain, great destructive. It feels destructive to our energy field, right? It feels destructive to our life experience. It feels like everything is crashing down or coming apart. Nothing's going my way. That is a very spiritual passage to go through and to allow ourselves to go through, because on the other side of that, just like I said, there's temperance. On the other side, there's balance. There's temperance. Yeah, spiritual awakening. Which we are always going through. Always going through. Giant awakening to self-discovery, self-understanding. What have I been focused on? What have I been participating in, right? It's almost like not able to expand. And here's Jupiter's big mission, is to actually give us a much more expansive perspective on life and on ourselves, on our life path. But when we are contracted, when we are so focused on what's going wrong, what isn't going my way, what is causing me pain, what is causing me harm, when we're so focused on the competition and comparison of others, and here's a beautiful self-discovery of, I was so focused on the others that I lost focus. I lost my own focus. I lost my own way. I lost my own path. I lost my own vision for myself, because all my energy and time and focus went towards the others. Big message. I'm feeling it through my whole being, but mostly my throat chakra here. And I know this to be true. And that's a program also. This is also a discussion I had with a friend of mine about, especially we females. I know males go through this too. At a very young age. This is a program about the body image, right? And what's been placed out there is what the perfect body image is, and the clothes that we wear. And it forces us to then compare ourselves to others. What they have, I don't have, and so I'm lesser than. And there starts the chain of events of how can I make myself feel better? How can I stop this comparison? It never ends until the tower's like, stop it. Focus on you. Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? Forget about the others. They are here as a mirror reflection and projection to you, to show you what is not you. Or maybe it is a part of you that you need to look at a little deeper. What is falling? Oh, interesting. Okay. So the tower helps us snap out of it, right? 2 of materials. And it also helps snap us out of this juggling act, this balancing act that we've been doing with life, and really put ourselves back into the driver's seat. Okay, I'm gaining back my self-confidence. Check. I'm gaining back my resources that I do have. Check. I can create from here. I can start from here. Where's my vision? Where's my passion? Where's my desire? Okay, I found it. Now I'm at the edge of the water. I have the vision. I have what I have to work with right now, and go forward with that. Because we're always given exactly what we need when we need it. Always. Always. And if you can't see that, then the tower will help you. The tower will help you come back to self, come back to self and spirit. And there's that whole Ho'oponopono prayer of forgiveness. You know, I'm sorry, which we say to ourselves and we say to spirit, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you for what you've given me so far. I love you. And that is a beautiful way of breaking that energy of being just in that tunnel vision of what is happening to me, or what do I not have, or whatever it is for you. This comparison, this competition, this us against them. Again, everybody wants to go to the fire. Everybody wants the light, right?